Dean, what did you make of how you guys looked out there and ultimately the result of that one?
Yeah, ultimately I'm really flat right now. It's a game that we had a really good run in the third quarter. I think we, really improved some things coming out of half time, and the results were there. Where I thought Robbie was a big part of that run and the way he defended and helped people, and we kind of shut them down from their three-point shot that was hurting us early in the game, and then we close out the game and they make 7 threes in the fourth, and a couple of those are scout errors, and a couple of Doyle made pretty tough shots. But more the concern throughout the game on what we worked on throughout the week was against the aggressive coverage about how we moved the basketball and how we were going to be crisp with that, and I thought just got. We over-dribbled it and didn't move it enough, and we saw such positive results when we were able to move the basketball quickly. Credit their defense; they're a really good defensive team, and made it tough for CG to get out of corners and things. But we needed to be better offensively. He was making shots in the first half, and I didn't think we found him enough good offense in the second half.
I think it was a 23 run to end the game for them. What did you feel went wrong toward the end of that game, especially the last sort of 5-6 minutes?
Yeah, there's always, when you score 3 points in 5 minutes, there's always going to be 3 or 4 shots in there. You say, well, that's a layup, that's an open three. But generally, to me, it was that one which kind of, moving point guards a little bit to try and get the initiation a little bit better. That got the basketball moving, and I just didn't feel like on the night we got it quite right. There's some communications that didn't quite get to everybody as well, and so lots of things to work on in that fourth.
Where are you in the process of figuring out which lineups are the most effective? We didn't see Delhi for a lot of that fourth quarter. Obviously, Ian Clark was back and playing really well, but where are you in the process of figuring out who plays well with whom and who closes games and things like that?
Yeah, it's the challenge for me right now, and so we take it off a couple of preseason games, and we take it off tonight, and putting Ian back in the lineup, and how does he and CG play together and be really effective. And obviously he shot the ball really well. There's probably a play down the stretch there that he'd like to have back as well, and Marcus showed pretty good length, and I think he was trying to either drop it in there or get it to Ariel. But we know what the kind of player he can be for us, and so it's a real work in progress. And I think we asked a lot of our point guards in these first few games to both scoring and playing heavy minutes, and now having Ian back, it's about how can they just get some other scorers really involved and just change their mindset a little bit.
And you're up by 13 points in the last quarter. It's a tough league, obviously, but are you sort of even taking that into consideration, taken aback by how it just turned around so quickly after the position you found yourselves?
Yeah, they were great. They came up with some offensive boards and pitch out threes and on a scramble, and but mostly it's Milton Doyle making plays, making 4 threes in the fourth quarter, and making some tough ones over our hand. But we had to keep chipping away. You can't score 3 points and expect to win. This league's good. People are going to make shots. So I look more at the offensive side of the ball to say what was the quality of shot and how was the offense ran in that last 5 minutes, and we'll spend a lot of time on that.
Shea, they missed a few pretty important shots there. Do you have to sort of get around him? How's he feeling after that, or is he all right? How's he sort of feeling after that?
Yeah, I think he's. There's been a little lull since he came back from the World Cup, and I think we just got to keep building him back up again. And he's had a couple of little niggles that he's getting over as well. But we absolutely trust Shea to go ahead and knock shots in for us.
Rob, what was said amongst the playing group after the game? You got a veteran group. Obviously, you've been through tough losses like this before, but to make sure that this doesn't become a habit as you move to next week.
Yeah, definitely. We just had a chat about, it was kind of a kick in the guts a little bit. We came in, we had a really good week of practice thinking we were going to win this one, and, pretty disappointing last 5 minutes like we talked about. But, it's a kick in the teeth, and we can get back to work, and it's things we can improve on, luckily. So, we'll have a good week of practice and take it out on Perth.
How much are you enjoying being part of this group? I mean, you weren't supposed to be playing this season, but you've come in, had a really nice impact early in the season and again today. So how comfortable are you feeling in this group?
Yeah, the guys have really welcomed me. The whole club, really. I'm just enjoying my time here and doing what I can to help as best I can. And, just enjoyment, I guess, is the word.
Dean, were you happy with what you saw out of Ian today as a first hit out?
For sure, he goes 7 or 8, and I think he's such a threat with his 3-ball. But the thing that's really impressive is his mid-range has been exceptional when you get him open and off the bounce in the mid-range as well. And he just doesn't miss. He's just highly efficient, and so how we use him more and at the offensive end. But yeah, I thought he worked his ass off defensively as well, and so it's all we can ask from him. And probably didn't plan to play him as much as I did today, but I just felt we needed more scoring down the stretch, and his wind looked pretty good. So it's going to be great for us.
What have you got in mind as an initial reaction to this game? You spoke about having a bit better offensively. What have you got in mind in terms of fixing that before the next game?
Yeah, I think just a little bit of a change of mindset about how we move the basketball and what's required, from our point guards and initiation. And there was just too many possessions where we feel like it's not flowing. It's not, and when for the group that we are, we want 6 or 7 people, 5 or 6 people getting in double figures, and the only way that we do that is with really good ball movement and then punish them a little bit later. But got stuck on one side a little bit too often. But also the communications. If we've got to make sure that we get those right, whether that be defensively or whether that be on the next play offensively. So making sure we're on the same page.
Do you still expect to shuffle your starting 5 or your closing 5 at the end of the game when Ian Clark is coming back healthy and JLA comes back? Do you still expect to shuffle that 5 later on? Yeah,
for sure. We're at a point right now where the best people that are playing in the game are going to close it out. So I can't tell you who's that going to be every night. It's going to change, and that has to be a reward for what happens. For the first 3 quarters, that if you're playing really well, you get to close out the game, and I think the group will be more than accepting of that.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.